Hello everyone and welcome to this FPL Gameweek 13 press conference stream with me, Holly Shand. We're coming off the back of the international break, so as always, it's pretty much carnage all round. I've got 13 press conferences in the next hour and some huge injury news that we're waiting on as well. So it's going to be an eventful one, that's for sure. The first press conference of the stream has already been delayed. Chelsea was meant to be coming up at 1 o'clock. That's now going to be at 1:30. We are expecting to hear from Spurs and Postecoglou, though, in the next few minutes. Hopefully that will give us information on whether Udogie is back. And then at 1:15, we've got the Manchester United press conference with updates on Onana, Shaw and Haaland. And then at 1:30, we've got a whole host of press conferences, including Aston Villa, where we're wanting updates on Massey Cash and John McGinn. Brighton, we're looking for updates on Matoma, who was spotted in training yesterday. News on Haaland from Man City. And the very last one, West Ham 1:30. Will Bowen be fit for Game Week 13 or not? That's probably the biggest question of the game week. Thank you so much, though, to everyone that is joining me today. If you are here, remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and do come and say hello in the live chat as well. I'm here every Friday in this slot going through the press conferences. Now, I've got to start with what happened over the international break. It was the Football Content Awards last Thursday at Anfield. There was a stacked category for Best in Fantasy Football Video. I was just happy to be shortlisted. Somehow I came away with the gold winner. I cannot believe it still. I couldn't make it because I wasn't very well. The whole household was ill, actually. I'm still suffering a little bit now, but it doesn't quite feel real because I didn't go to the awards and I haven't got the trophy in my hands. It's been shipped to me, though. But yeah, just blown away. Like, all the support from you guys has just been amazing. So thank you to everyone that voted for me. I'm never going to be the biggest FPL YouTube channel or the most popular, so when there's been times this season where it's felt like a struggle, maybe not getting the views on the long form video that I've hoped for, to get this recognition with this award really does mean the absolute world to me. Hoping to hit 28k subscribers on this stream as well. We're about 100 off, so that would be amazing as well. But I just wanted to say just thank you, basically, to everyone that supported the channel at any point, just by watching, liking, supporting the stream. Those people that voted for me as well, it's phenomenal. So thank you so much. Do go say hello in the chat. My team, I'm going to touch wood. I feel like I have got away with it a little bit this week in terms of injuries. Pretty happy with how my attack looks right now. Defence is a bit of a shambles. I've only got one free transfer, nothing in the bank, so I've not got much flexibility. So the plan is just to roll with it and hope for the best this week. Feels like a week of survival, but hopefully the press conferences are kind. I'm not sure how well the stream is running, so do say in the chat if it's struggling at all, and I'll try and firm things up from my end. I think I updated my Mac yesterday. Absolute nightmare. I regret it. It's sent everything to pot, but hopefully you can see me and hear me. If not, there's a few things I can shut, but I was kind of wanting to leave Photoshop open so that I can update with the latest injury news on the bottom. It is busy in the chat, so thank you everyone who is in early. There's over 175 of you in at the moment, which is amazing. So thank you so much. Let's try and get the stream up to 100 likes to start with. We've got FPL Down Under is in, as is FPL Gazman, who says congrats again on the award. Carl says congratulations once again. Alex says congratulations. Dev is in as well. He's excited. Mike is in. Light Rays, Mika, Glyn, Ramatui, FPL Raptor is in. Thanks for joining. Ross said congrats on the award, Holly. Thank you, Ross. That means a lot coming from you. Fantastic YouTube channel that you've got going on, and you're just inspiring the rest of us to try and catch you up at the minute. Anthony is in, as is the constant aquarist, Dipjan, Al, Avish, VJ, everyone says things are running fine, so that is good news as well. I'm sure I've missed people out. Killerat is in and modding, so thank you so much for that, Killerat, as well. AI Chester, Tuesday. There's just so many. It's brilliant. So thank you so much. As I said, Chelsea press conference is being delayed till 1:30. The Spurs press conference should be coming up now. So we'll head over to the tweet deck to see what's going on. And I'll recap on everything else that we've got so far. It doesn't actually look like that press conference has started yet. Something going on at United. Well, when isn't there? To do with who's... Erik Ten Hag won't be on the touchline. Oh, he's picked up his third yellow card. That's hilarious. Not relevant in terms of FPL news. Does anyone even own any United assets anymore? Who knows? Spurs press conference hasn't started yet, so that will give us the opportunity to recap on everything else that we've had in. There was 4 press conferences yesterday, I believe. And then, maybe there was 5 yesterday. 5 yesterday, 15 today, something like that. So if we recap on what we've got so far, things starting to come in on Bowen, that he didn't train yesterday. Waiting for more news from David Moyes' press conference. Even though we're waiting to hear from Chelsea, we have had an update that on a few things. Colwell and Gusto are in training. Lots of players in rehab, including Nkunku, who we thought could be back, but he isn't back just yet. Interestingly, Bowen is also trending on Twitter. That just goes to show the power of the FPL community right now. The kind of latest news on Bowen is that it's not too bad, which I think will give managers more of a conundrum, because if he's likely to be back next week at worst, I think he's probably going into the category of being hold if you can get away with benching him this week, or if you've got options from the bench. We have seen Matoma back in training for Brighton. Another West Ham pundit said that he's had a scan and he's in good shape. Newcastle United look thin on the ground. Eddie Howe said we've got a small squad, and he's been very coy about player availability, including the likes of Wilson, Isaac. Share was a precautionary measure. He's fine. Almiron's worked well. Longstaff should be checked before the game. Kieran Trippier is fine. Didn't even know Kieran Trippier was potentially not fine. We also know that Guimaraes is back after a ban, but they're missing 12 players potentially. Lewis Hall unavailable to face his parent club. Alexander Isaac, Eddie Howe hasn't told us yes or no. Arsenal's Ben White, if he trains today, is in contention. So a bit coy there as well. We've also got David Raya is unavailable to face his parent club. I think it sounds like Arsenal will make that signing permanent into 2024, but he can't play against Brentford this weekend. So it will be Ramsdale in goal. Jesus is available as well for Arsenal. He's trained. We've seen Haaland in training. We haven't seen Bowen or Antonio in training, though. And then from yesterday, we've got Max Aarons out for Bournemouth. No fresh injury concerns from them. Haaland could be in contention, was the latest reported by The Athletic. Awoniyi missing 3 months with groin injury. A few other bits from Forest as well. And this was quite interesting what the Premier League put together, actually. You can get this on their website, talking about players that are often late back from international duty that could be at risk of missing this game week, and handily particularly those South American players, there's a list of who's played significant minutes. And there's a nice table at the bottom of those most selected players and how many minutes they've played over the break. So that's useful as well. Let me check whether that Spurs presser has started yet or not. Oh, we've got a little video from Postecoglou. So let me just turn the volume up and we'll have a listen to this one first.
Obviously, we've had an international break. Please tell us everyone's come back all right.
No, we've got a couple of issues. Nash Phillips picked up an ankle injury, so he'll be out for a little while, which is disappointing for him. And we'll just have a look at Papis because he's got a bit of an issue as well. So we'll see how he is next sort of 24, 48 hours. Everyone else come back okay.
Yeah, I mean, Destiny didn't go away. He's having a couple of weeks to work. Is he okay?
Yeah, Destiny's fine. So obviously he's available. We obviously lose this for these games, but.
So that's good news then from Spurs that Udogie is available this week as well. Simon has joined us in the chat. Simon's had a really difficult week. I know he announced in the live chat a few weeks ago that he and his wife were pregnant. They went for their 20-week scan this week and sadly there was no heartbeat. So a really difficult week for Simon. So sending you lots of love and support, Simon. I know you've got a difficult day again today as well. Sending lots of love to you and your other half and the rest of your family as well. In terms of FPL then, captaincy is going to be a big decision this week. The poll is live. We've already had 281 votes on this. Haaland currently winning the way with 54% of the votes. Son second, Salah third. 11% going other as well. And I don't blame you. The safe managers will think, well, you know, there's not a lot of options this week, so we're not going to take any risks and just go Haaland. Others will be thinking, you know, there's not many options available, so it's going to be spread, so we'll do something radical. So we'll see how that goes. We should hear from Manchester United in the next 5 minutes or so, which should give us information on whether Haaland is available. Shaw back in training. He could be one to look at fairly soon as well. And then, obviously, all those other press conferences coming up at 1:30, including news on Bowen, which is the big one that we're all waiting for as well. So that's one to keep an eye on. Lots of you saying hello in the chat as well. Apparently, someone on Twitter has said that they've seen Bowen in training today. So let's go back to X Pro and have a look at that. Was it FPL Gundo? Might be better on this tab. If we can see a picture then. Sorry, I've not even got the right tab up. Ah, yeah, here we go. Bowen spotted in training. That's not legit, guys. You can also see Declan Rice in the pic. Worth following these things up, though. We'll see what David Moyes has got to say. We won't have long to wait on that one, for sure. So we don't need to worry too much. We'll have that update at 1:30. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with the chat as well because it's all going on today. There's 400 of you in, which is amazing. If you are in, do say hello, hit that like button. We've got 100 likes at the moment, but I feel like we could do a little bit better. And keep subscribing to the channel as well because, you know, I could hit 28,000 today, which would be a huge achievement to put the cherry on top of the Football Content Award. VJ is in modding as well, so good to see you as well. And yeah, we've got lots to cover in terms of injuries, questions, and things like that this week. Gazman says, have done Matomo to Mbomo early to beat the price rise. Gordon to Eze, a good move with a second free transfer, no fires. I think if you can roll a transfer this week, I think that's far more powerful than a luxury move. News on Bowen is coming up at 1:30. Question from Anthony, is Eze a good punt? Yeah, absolutely. He's had a goal and an assist since returning from injury. The fixtures are looking pretty good as well for Crystal Palace. So it's Luton next, followed by West Ham, Bournemouth. So for the next 3 game weeks, Eze looks like a brilliant option in FPL. And if you look at predicted points for midfielders over the next 4 game weeks, which is a category where we're looking at, 6th according to AI is Eze. And at that price point, he's got the potential to match Mbomo over that period. Now, I know I go on a lot about Fantasy Football Hub on these streams, and I am an ambassador, but it's worth noting right now for Black Friday, you can get a 30-day free trial, which is incredible. It's the best offer I've seen from them, actually, for a long while. So there's a 30-day free trial available for Fantasy Football members for Black Friday. So that means you can try out all the tools that you see on the hub, including the points predictions, the Opta stats. You can go get your AI transfers for this week. And that 30-day free trial will cover you from game week 13 through to game week 18. So you can essentially get 6 game weeks of free FPL content. There's also 30% off. If you're not enjoying it, of course, after that 30 days, you can cancel before you have to pay. But I'm sure once you get on there and get using these tools, you'll see how good it is, and you'll want to continue anyway. But if you're wanting to try it out, the link is pinned in the chat. It's in the description as well. And just to remind you of the offer, 30% off memberships and crucially 30 days free. So do go and check that one out as well. Right. I feel like I missed something important in the chat there. Oh, it's a super chat from VJ. Thank you, VJ. Appreciate that. I'm going to just jump back over to the tweet deck to check whether there's anything else coming through. Obviously, we had that note from Postacoglu about Sarr as well. Sounds like he's got a little bit of an issue. But yeah, no sign of the United press conference yet. I should imagine at how close are we to 1:15? About 15 seconds. I imagine there'll be something scheduled that will come out from the United accounts around then as well. David says, Holly, congratulations on the world. Well deserved. Thank you, David. It honestly, it means the world to get that recognition. And brilliant update from Killer Rat. Nice to hear some positive news. He mentioned on my charity stream that he's recently diagnosed with leukemia. Went for a checkup yesterday. Prognosis is very, very good. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Killer Rat. I hope that, I know obviously there'll be a lot of people watching that just tuning in to find out whether Bowen's fit or not for this week, and that's absolutely fine. But it is nice to, get to know people and kind of get those connections on a deeper level and sharing these things. Twisted Sparky said, can we see the award? Because I couldn't go because I was ill, I haven't actually got the physical award. I can show you a picture of it though. It's not the best. I will get a better. I'll obviously show you all on stream when it comes. It shouldn't be long. Fantasy Ed said he's posting it for me. So, but there you can kind of see it there. It's a, circular glass award. It's got my name on it. It'll be going prime spot in my office when it does come. Yeah, nothing from United yet, which is strange, but at least it gives me time to, answer all of your questions. There's so many well wishes in the chat. There's hardly any questions so far today, which is lovely to see. Neil said 96 points for me last week. That's amazing. Jacob says, have you changed something with the mic because I sound crystal clear? No, I don't think so. Maybe it's just a bit closer. Is closer better? Any news on Pedro Neto? I'm sure I saw yesterday that he was out, but then I haven't seen that. I haven't got it bookmarked, have I? Yeah, I think he is out. Press conference was yesterday, but I don't know where. Yeah. Here it is, look. Lamina's fine. Doherty hamstring, which should be okay. Too soon for Neto. Thank you for asking that one, because that one did just slip through the net when I was bookmarking all the news. Question on prices from Mohammed. I have current issues if I purchase my players. Matty Cash 5.2. I tried to sell, but all I get is the price I was given before. So this is quite a good beginner's question for anyone who is new to FPL this season. And by the way, we have got up to 500 people now in the stream, which is super. If you go on the FPL website onto the transfers tab and go on list view, it tells you the price you purchased a player for, their current price and their selling price, and you only get half of the profit. So, for example, I bought Areola at 4.1. He's now at 4.3, so I've got 0.2 million profit on him. But if I sell him, I only get 0.1 of that profit. And that's rounded down as well. So, for example, with Cash, he's gone up 0.5 since I've owned him, but I only get 0.2 of the profit. So rounding it down there, sorry. So that's how that works if you were confused on any of the pricing. Just check back on the tweet deck because we're still waiting for news from Manchester United. Doesn't look like it's coming at the moment though. I bet that's 1:30 as well. Just a reminder of all the press conference times. Well, the only one we've had so far is Spurs. So we're probably going to have 12 all at the same time in about 10 minutes time. So it's going to be crazy mad, which is why I'm trying to get all your questions answered as quickly as I can in the meantime before it all goes absolutely crazy. But yeah, the news so far is that Udogie is fit. So Bowen updates will be in about 10 minutes time. Completely lost my place in the chat now as well. Yeah, people getting annoyed with the Bowen situation. David says Odegaard and Jesus fit. Yeah, I think I missed the update on Odegaard, but yeah, Jesus obviously was back for Arsenal. He was back for Brazil in the break, actually. George is quite fancying Son captain. He is second in the poll at the moment. The thing that puts me off Son is the Maddison injury. It's a big loss for Spurs. Obviously, they're missing Romero through suspension, Van der Ven through injury, Maddison through to injury. And we did see in the last game, Son was trying to, drop deeper and impact the play and get on the ball. And he wasn't getting the same service with Maddison out, which is a concern. I mean, Son playing number 9 with Maddison behind him in a 10 is like a dynamite kind of combo. You take Maddison out of the equation, Son is not a natural number 9, and you deny him that service from Maddison, and it makes it difficult. David said Cole Palmer for Bowen. Depends on whether Bowen's available, because I think if he's fine, you probably want to hang on to him. And Bomo is probably the top replacement. I don't mind Palmer if you've got Mbomo anyway or you're short on funds. But, Palmer's got Newcastle away this week, which isn't the easiest of fixtures. So how much better off are you this week? Who's your first sub? And next week, if Bowen's fit, would you rather have Bowen or Palmer? VJ said 422 in the chat, 80 likes. They're doing a bit better now. 570 if you're watching. Let's try get up to 200 likes. Monkeyman's going Haaland captain, Eze vice captain. Don't mind that. Nikki says the best 3 defenders on wildcard. This is a tricky one, actually. If we have a look at the AI wildcard team, let's see what it suggests. This has got the next few game weeks in mind. It says the Trippier, Lascelles and Gabriel. It's a Ford in Trippier. So this side has Son, Salah. It has Fernandes over Saka, interestingly. I don't know whether that's a funds thing or not. Obviously, if you can get Trippier in there, brilliant. But it's not always as easy as that. But yeah, I think that's a solid-looking team, to be fair, for an AI wildcard team. If we just have a look purely at predicted points over the next 4 game weeks, say, for defenders, Trent Trippier leading the way, as you'd expect. Walker and Akanji. I don't know personally whether I'd go there going into the busy festive schedule. Then you've got your Arsenal defenders. I do like Gabriel. I like Cher as well. But Saliba, Cher, very safe. And maybe even an Anderson looking at that next 3. Nigel coming in with a comment as well. 3 years not 3 years. Getting a bit ahead of myself. I hope you're still with me in 3 years, Simon. But blown away by the kindness of the FPL community. Enlighten News lost access to my FPL team. So I've had to start again aiming for a 5 million finish. Wow. What a week. How have you done that? How have you done that? I do not know. But anyway, good luck. Surely can only be green arrows from that depth. We will see. All the chips to play, of course. Hopefully this... you might be a bit stuck on team value, Simon, but hopefully this AI wildcard team will be a good place for you to start to base those picks around. Nick fancies Eze as a Bowen replacement. Let's just wait, though. Let's wait and see if he's available or not. Edward says, do you fancy Solanke as captain? Not personally, no. I like to captain premium players, so he wouldn't be in my thoughts, but I wouldn't stop other people from doing it. If you are in, remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We're going for 28,000 subscribers on stream today, and we're very close. About 70 off now. Nothing official from United yet. Clickbait's got me here, though. Suggestion he could be used as centre-back. But I was still waiting for the actual update from Manchester United as things stand. As I said, a busy half an hour coming up. I know everyone's sat waiting. We are going to get through all the news. All we've had so far from those 13 press conferences listed is the Spurs press conference. Udogie is fit. Pape Sarr is out. Other than that, we're still waiting for news from United, news from West Ham, news on Haaland. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Beardy said, did any prices rise overnight? Yeah, I believe it was was it Mbomo and Solanke? There was 3. Let me check. Oh, yeah. Saka was the other one. Saka and Bomo Solanke went up. Zari, Andreas, and Arta all went down. I'm going to keep the tweet deck open now because I feel like we're very close to getting all of these updates. But I am going to keep going with the questions as well. Gary says Dorito Hell Week, which I think is in reference to the number of flags in his team. VJ says, can we get to 500 likes? We're 40% of the way there, VJ. Thank you for peddling it, though. And thank you so much, everyone, for all the congratulations that are coming through in the chat as well. I can hardly keep up with them all. So it looks like the press conferences from Liverpool and Spurs are happening any minute. Hopefully Pep's decided to turn up on time today. Tracken says, I still have Jordan Ayew. Better to start him over Alvarez. The 50-50 that one. I guess Alvarez, we're not absolutely guaranteed he starts. So Twisted Sparky says, how long has the awards been going? I think it started 2012. So it's its 11th year. The fantasy football kind of awards have got bigger because I think there used to be like one and now there's three. So there's best podcast, best video and best editorial as well. Klopp is in. He started early, 2 minutes early. Scribbles says game predictions. I mean, there's so many of the fixtures are difficult to call. I think City will beat Liverpool, but I imagine Liverpool will score. Villa Spurs, I think will have goals in it for both sides. Arsenal Brentford, I believe, will have goals in it for both sides as well. I feel like Newcastle will beat Chelsea, hopefully keep a clean sheet since I've got Lascelles or Livramento, but that could be wishful thinking. But yeah, this is the thing. So it's really difficult to call. Twisted Sparky said, are you the first female winner? And I'd say no across all the different categories because there's loads. It's not just fantasy football, but specifically in FPL, yes, I believe so. We've got a super chat in from Julio Penna. Thank you so much. And Bomo, Palmer and Saka for Matoma, Douglas Luiz, Bowen for a -4 hit. Worth it. I think getting Saka in is a big priority. I think the fact that Matoma's back in training, I think he starts. And he's got a better fixture than Mbomo this week. So while I think you could maybe get Mbomo in soon, I wouldn't sell him for Matoma this week. So if you can do Bowen and Luiz out for Palmer and Saka, that may be the move. Or, you know, bring in, I don't know how many funds you've got. If you can afford to bring in Mbomo and Saka this week and not Palmer and keep Matoma, would that work? I'm not sure. It depends on your funds there. But yeah, I probably wouldn't take the -4. I'd probably keep Matoma if you can. Ryan says, Kudos looking good if Bowen and Antonio out. Yeah, I think Kudos is looking good regardless, because I think Antonio's probably going to be out fairly... I mean, I don't know how long he's out for. Obviously, we'll get an update today, but I feel like Kudos is the better player anyway and should be getting more minutes. Bowen news should be coming fairly soon. David Moyes' press conference was due to start now. Feremi says, should I do Son to Saka this game week? I don't think Brentford away is that easy a fixture for Saka. Maybe give it one more week. Bojan saying Matoma toward Prowse, Eze or Kudos. I don't think any of those moves are essential if Matoma's fit. Eze would be the one. Update from Ten Hag on Haaland and on Onana. Andre Onana is okay. He stepped in training today, is good. Rasmus is still a close finish. He is training outside, making good steps, but you have to wait. I think that sounds 50-50 on Haaland. I don't know if anyone owns Haaland. But yeah, not so good for Haaland, but decent for Onana. From Klopp, Canate, Gomez, Gravenberch, Jones all took part in training on Thursday. And Alisson, McAllister, Diaz and Nunes were also involved in the session. Concerns over the fitness of Tsimikas after being withdrawn. Let's see if Klopp says anything specifically. Luke Shaw will be available in the squad. I wonder whether he'll be in and start. I'd be surprised if he came in and started, but you never know. Pochettino is in as well. I told you it was all going to come thick and fast now. Caicedo just come back, needs assessing. Hopefully I've not missed any members' questions while going through that. Klopp on those that have arrived late from international duty. We need to figure out who can start and who is better to bring on. We want to use Nunes as often as possible. That doesn't sound as positive as you'd like, does it? Oh dear. I think Nunes will be an absolute headache to own over the festive period. Evans is out for Manchester United. Might force the hand of starting Shaw this week. Haaland, he trained yesterday with some niggles. But today we have the last training and hopefully he can be part of that. That is not good. Oh, that's got me worried, that. Are we worried? Haaland captainers. So I'm just going to put this in another window because it's going to be a bit... That is not great for a Haaland captain, is it? I really don't want to captain Son though either. He trained yesterday with some niggles, but today we have the last training and hopefully he can be part of it. I mean, it's Guardiola, isn't it? Who knows? I don't know what I think to that. Certainly not loving that comment though. I mean, it's a game you're risking for though, isn't it? Interestingly, Andy's just put on Twitter, I'm almost certain he'll start. But I'm also a little bit more tempted by Son captain the last day or so. It's not great. That makes me think. He is going to be monitoring him. If he doesn't come through the first half well, then that's not great, is it? Harry says Moyes is in. I'll end the old captain poll there and I'll put a new one up in a bit. Because I feel like I just need some time to absorb that information. David Moyes should be here any second with the updates on Bowen. I'm sure Harry will be watching it live on the link. Oh, it's just not that positive, was it? Can I get the West Ham press conference? FPL Raptors put on Twitter, mind games. There's this live updates. We hope Jarrod will be available tomorrow against Burnley, But we have to make a decision on that tomorrow. That's the news. That is the quote from West Ham. Great. I am just going to update this on your screen so you can see that as well. Sorry, my font's way too big for that to fit as well. Hang on. It's going to take me a little bit longer than I was hoping. I'm going to have to make it about 12, I think, to fit it in. Sorry, I'm editing on the go here. I need to find a quicker way of doing this, but I don't think there is, to be fair. It's done now, though. I told you it was going to be an eventful stream, this. Of Bowen owners, what are you going to do now? I think he's a hold, personally. I think in a few weeks' time, you'll probably... Even next week, when Bowen will very likely be fit, even if he misses out this week, I think you'll be thinking, should have kept him if you were to sell him this week. It depends on the strength of your first sub when making that decision, I'd say. I think it's a hold. Yeah, Harry's saying keep 100%. Got to agree with you there, Harry. Just trying to update this graphic on screen. VJ's giving the like and subscribe a plug for me as well. Appreciate it, VJ. Remember, we're going for 28k subscribers on this stream. Can't get my words out. So, told you it was going to be an eventful one, guys. Right, I've got the quote from David Moyes. It should be on your screen now. If not, it's coming. It's on its way. It's done a classic. I've updated it, and now it's not showing at all. What have I done? Have I broken it? Turn it off and on. Technology is not my friend. I'm honestly ready to throw my PC out the window after today. Let's save it again. See if it works this time. There we go. We're in. I'm going to shut Photoshop down as well, because then hopefully everything's going to be my friend. Yeah, I think you've got to hold on to Bowen, personally. Have we missed anything else while that's been going on? There's a lot to take in. Another stupid comment from Pep. We have a few problems. We'll see in our training session today. At 6 p.m. tonight, I will know for sure who is available. I'm still very tempted to captain Haaland, but let's see if anything's embargoed in the press conferences. And also just see, whether we get any leaks tomorrow. I'm at a kid's party tomorrow. I'm going to be stressing. We've got the goats of FPL YouTube in the chat, Harry and Raptor, discussing what to do with Bowen. Good to see you both in. I mean, we just need FPL Focal in now to complete the trio, and then we'll have a clean sweep. Pep's been in a funny mood in this press conference. I might try and watch it back at some point, because I feel like maybe those Haaland quotes were just a little bit mind games. Because it's a big game, isn't it? It's a big game. VJ coming in with another super thanks. Thank you, VJ. I'm just going to have another read through, because while I've been updating everything, I just want to check that we've not missed anything. Haaland trained yesterday with some niggles. Yet today we will do the last training session. Hopefully you can play a part. I don't know. Is anyone thinking they may change their minds on captaincy, having seen that quote? It's got me thinking for sure. Make sure, by the way, while you're in, you are hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Honestly, I feel like this has been the most stressful season of FPL with injuries. I'm 39 subscribers off 28k, which doesn't seem a lot, but it would mean a lot to get there. Having had this eventful week with getting the Football Content Award as well. So if you are watching now, there's 900 of you in at the moment. Surely not all 900 of you currently subscribe to the channel. So this is your opportunity. I'll keep an eye on it. But if you're one of them, make sure that you're subscribing. I'm here every week with the press conferences live. Bowen's a hold, I think. It's got to be a hold. Klopp's been talking about the partnership between Salah and Núñez, so surely that's good news for Núñez, you would think. Pochettino's been around as well. I don't know if anyone's asked him about Nkunku. Yeah, it doesn't sound like Nkunku's absolutely back yet for Chelsea, which is a shame. We shouldn't be far off. Just checking that we've not missed anything else important. I mean, I've probably missed loads in the chat as well. It's all got... I don't think there's been a more stressful round of press conferences where literally all the news has come in simultaneously. But at least if I miss something, when you've got the tweet deck on your screen, you can see it as well, which is amazing. I'm trying to get a gauge on the reaction. A lot of the reaction on Twitter is positive in terms of the Bowen quotes. A few little worries on the Haaland quotes. Stressful. Dave is in with the super thanks saying congrats on the award. Thank you. Everyone's been so generous today. I mean, I'm just buzzing enough to win the award. I believe Harry and Raptor were there at the awards. I hear it was a good night. Yeah, Big Man McCarr saying can't sell Bowen with the news now. I think this is the thing. You look at the replacements for Bowen this week, and then you look at Bowen probably being available next week, and you think, yeah, I think you've got to hold him. You've got to hold him. There's still more press conferences to come, by the way, guys, as well. We've heard from Chelsea, Spurs, United. Still waiting for Aston Villa, Cash, McGinn. Still waiting for Brentford. Haven't seen anything from Brighton yet. Firm on Matoma. Palace should be happening now as well. Everton is happening now by the looks of him. We've had updates from Fulham, Liverpool, Luton still to come as well. Man City has been and gone. So, yeah, still waiting for a number of press conferences. So stick with me. I'm definitely going to be here for the next half an hour. I'm going to do my best to keep answering your questions as well. I'll keep using those tools on Fantasy Football Hub as well. Harry says cash in training photos from yesterday. Yeah, that's quite important. I think it's probably good news on cash. But it's just nice to hear it from the horse's mouth and kind of more of a confirmation of if they're to start or not. Bowen's got to be a hold. Robert Blair says, I can hear your heartbeat with this mic set up. I didn't think I'd done anything different. I don't think I have anyway. Sajal says, gotta hit 28k before that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll stay on until we get there. I mean, I might be here all night at this rate. My kids will be like, why hasn't she picked us up from school? And I'll be like, you know, just waiting to hit 28k. All about the content. Oh, dear. Thank you, though, guys. Oh, it's amazing seeing this creeping up. We're nearly at 300 likes as well, which is also equally as amazing. The trouble is when I have this on screen, I can't then go back to the tweet deck. Liam's going kudos captain, which is bold. I don't think Kudus has an injury. Bojan says buying Darwin or Solanke for game week 14. That's a tricky one. I do quite like the look of Solanke. I'm not the biggest Darwin Núñez fan. If you've watched me for a while, you'll know that. Nige says best Maddison replacements. I have Diaby and Gordon already. Bomo, Eze, Palmer. Bowen's a hold for me, especially if you've got a decent first sub as well. Bradley Bino, any news on Bowen? We have the news. He will be available tomorrow against Burnley, but we'll make a decision on that tomorrow. He'll be involved in some way, you would think. Nelson, I've got one free transfer. Should I hold or find a replacement for Bowen? Hold him. If you've got Archer first sub, that will see you through. Oh, come on, guys. You can't leave me at 998. Who's watching that hasn't subscribed? Let's get me over the line. Michael says, award not going on the mantelpiece. Needs to be out of the reach of my kids so that they can't break it. Oh, no, it's going down now. I'm going to have to turn it off. All right, let's see what else is going on the tweet deck. Gomez, Canate, Curtis Jones and Gravenberch all available, which is good news. It's a big game. Update on Reece James. We'll see if he's ready to play 90. He's doing well. He's at a good level now. I've seen a lot of talk in the community of people fancying the punt on Reece James. Not for me. Again, he's in the Núñez category of a player that I just do not trust in FPL. Still a number of press conferences that we're waiting on that were advertised at 1:30. Although worryingly, I think Aston Villa was in there, and like clockwork, their press conference is normally at 2:30 every week. But we can hang on till then. I've got loads of questions to go through, lots to discuss as well. So we'll see. It's all a bit quiet. Have we done it? Have we got to 28? There we go. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, guys. What a week. We've hit 28k. We won the Football Content Award as well. I mean, I did have an ambitious target of trying to get to 30k by the end of the year. If I'm honest, given that I haven't got 1,000 subscribers in the last 28 days, to get 2,000 subscribers in the next 38 days is a little ambitious. But we'll see. We'll see how we go. The support's amazing though, guys, so thank you. What do we think on this Haaland quote? I'm going to put it to another poll. It's just going to be a kind of a captain or other. Will you captain Haaland this week? It was about 53% last time. Dread is in. Harry says Christmas is always big there. That's true. Going to be working hard. I've tried to spend the international break getting organised on a personal level for Christmas. so that I can concentrate the next few weeks on smashing the content. Completely lost my place in the chat now as well, which is a nightmare. Scribbles has asked how the Fantasy Football Hub AI is doing overall. I've been running the team all season. Well, I say running it. I've just been taking the AI recommended transfers. It's doing all right, to be fair. It's 3 points behind my team. 738 points, 500k overall, 84 last week. I think it's going with Son captain this week. I need to... Hopefully the Brighton press conference will be soon and I can clear its yellow flag and kind of run its thing through again. But yeah, it's doing as well as me, basically. So it goes to show a lot. Sense says he was at the FCAs with FFTV, said hello to Raptor, who was lovely. Didn't approach Harry though, just admired him from afar. Love it. Harry's one of the loveliest people in the FPL community. I always have a good chat to him at the meetups and stuff, so don't be afraid to say hello to him. Or any of us for that matter, if you ever see us about. Let's keep the tweet deck open then. Yeah, nothing new coming through. Certainly a lot still positive on Haaland captain. I don't know where I'm at with that at the moment. Adam says thoughts on Sterling. Don't love it. I'm hoping that we get a clean sheet from Newcastle. I would hold Bowen now for sure. Dom Dewsbury, 119k in the world, captain in Solanke this week. Gonna rise to 30k in the world. Wow. Good luck. I'll be cheering for any Solanke returns for you. Pro Cricket, what's the best long-term defender under 4.5? Just while we're on that, looks like Antonio out for a little bit longer. What was he looking at? Cheap. Sorry, I can't even find the right tab at the minute. My brain's not working. Brain's still on international duty. Defenders up to 4.5. I bet Lascelles will be in here. But Botman could be back soon, so... Your Palace defenders are a bit out of reach. Everton defenders? Oh, it's not the most exciting. It's bleak out there, really. To be fair, the entire defender price category at the moment is like a bit of a wasteland, in all honesty. Adama Traore out for Fulham. Fabara says Areola or Leno this week. Probably go Leno, to be fair. Potato says, any thoughts on captaining Maguire? He might not even play. What if Shaw plays centre-back? Joseph said best cash replacement, credit card, I think. Matthew, do I keep Alvarez or take a hit for a 1 week punt on Solanke? I don't like 1 week punts. I think if you want Solanke long term, then go for it. But if it's a 1 week thing, then I wouldn't do it. I think I've missed some of the news from Everton because I reread Onana again, thinking it was the United presser. But Everton's Onana is out. All the Onanas, basically. Harry says Varane and Evans both out. Is Varane out? I thought they were talking like it was some sort of... Sorry, I must have missed that as well then. Let's have a look. I thought it was talking about something else. I thought it was an unhappy thing. Is it an injury? That is interesting. What a quote that is from Ten Hag. What is going on at United? Onana from United is fit. Onana at Everton is out. Still waiting for Brighton news. There's so much going on. It's honestly hard to keep up with it all. Yeah, Varane is fit, but it doesn't sound like he's going to start. Sounds like Maguire. Matoma unavailable. Matoma and Milner are unavailable for Forest. Big news. Matoma is out. I'm surprised about that. There was a picture of him in training yesterday, but I don't know whether that was individual training, but that is big news. Matoma is out. Lamptey could be in the squad. Estupiñán facing a significant absence. That's a blow for him because he was looking like he was going to be fit. Lewis Dunk is available for Brighton now. That's one positive. But yeah, Matoma is out. So whoever super chatted me before about selling Matoma, Julio, yeah, I'd keep Bowen. I wouldn't take the -4, but I would, yeah, Matoma is out. Oh dear, what a day for injury news. It's carnage. I mean, it doesn't impact me too much because I'm not a Matoma owner. But I think Hub AI will be ditching Matoma now. Basically, when I'm running the AI team, and you can do this for your team as well. The link is pinned, by the way, to get your 30-day free trial. You can let AI basically run your team, and you can put your team in onto the My Team tool on Fantasy Football Hub, and it will optimise your team for you and suggest transfers according to the AI. And I think definitely for the Hub AI team that have been running all season, it's only a few points behind me now, but I think the advice is going to be to sell Matoma now. This will be useful for anyone that is a Matoma owner. So if you're a Matoma owner, definitely sign up to the 30-day free trial. You won't be charged. It'll cover you for the next 6 game weeks. If you're not enjoying it after the 6 weeks, then, yeah, you know, by all means cancel. But, yeah, the AI is suggesting currently Matoma to Mbomo and Burns to Lascelles. That's the likely moves that the AI team will be making this week. With the alternative, Matoma to Eze. Now, I probably will go with this top option because I'll go with what the AI says for the AI team. It's served us well. But it does depend a bit on whether Botman's going to be back soon. So this will be how the Hub AI team lines up. Son captain over Haaland captain, interestingly. First time this season, I think. With Mbomo coming in, Archer, Simicast, Cash dropping to the bench. But again, that will depend on whether that flag clears. Sorry, my phone's going. Hopefully it's not important. I'll find out. I'll go on to WhatsApp. Killer Rat's gone Matoma to Eze. Don't mind that move at all. Matthew says, oh no, I've done that one. FPL cut. I'm lagging, am I? I think it was just because my phone was ringing. Hopefully it returns to normal. My other half was ringing me. And normally I wouldn't mind, but it's just when the kids are at school, I do. You just never know if one of you's received a phone call and something's going on. I don't think I've missed anything, but I am just going to check in with him on WhatsApp and make sure that it's nothing urgent. I mean, I'm losing track of all the injury news we've had in today. I'm really surprised about the Matoma news. I honestly thought he was fine. He was in training. It just goes to show you that, you know, what you see doesn't always match up, does it? We've still got more press conferences to come as well, by the way. So if you're only just joining me, don't worry, there's lots more to do. We've heard from Chelsea, Spurs, United. Still waiting to hear from Villa and Brentford, I believe. And Palace. Villa, Brentford, Palace, Luton. We're waiting for news from all of those. And this is why you've got to wait for news, because some people will have gone early on selling Bowen because he didn't train yesterday and have kept Matoma, and now it looks like Bowen's the more likely to play. Let me just... Sorry, I know I'm a bit all over the place. I just want to catch up, though, on all the news we've had so far, because there's been a lot of it. And I know some of you will be feeling a bit lost. So I want to cover it all. Lamptey could be back for Brighton, but Matoma and Milner are unavailable. Lewis Dunk is available. Varane looks out of favour at United. Everton's Onana will miss the United game, but United's Onana is okay. Traore is absent for Fulham on Monday. Killer Rat went early on selling Matoma, but hold Bowen, you're the winner. Antonio's had a setback for West Ham. A decision on Bowen will be taken on Saturday, but we hope he is available. Reece James, we'll see if he's ready to play 90. He's doing well. He's at a very good level. Few returners for Liverpool. Pep has said we have a few problems. We will see how training goes this afternoon and we'll see who's available. So no firm news on Edison, Ake, Nunes. And I'll get you the quote on Haaland, because I didn't like the quote on Haaland. He trained yesterday with some niggles, but today we have the last training. Hopefully he can be a part of it. We want to see some pictures later today of Haaland loving life in training. Around 50% of you still going, Captain Haaland. I am wavering a little bit, though, on Son. I just don't like Son without Maddison. Feels a bit unproven. Evans is out for United. Shaw is available for United. Andre Onana is okay. Haaland, probably a 50-50. Pepe Sarr out for Spurs, but Udogie is back. I think that is everything that we've got at the moment, but we're still waiting on a few press conferences. We're still waiting for the Brentford press conference and the Palace press conference and Luton and Aston Villa. Lots of managers saying that it's mind games from Pep regarding Haaland, which I think it probably is. I would like to see that press conference back, as I mentioned, because it sounds like he was in a playful mood, let's say. Moda is back for Brighton as well. DI says, do you really think Haaland will miss the Liverpool game? No, I don't think he will. I think he'll start. But say if he gets a few heavy tackles, he would be subbed off at half-time or even sooner if there was an issue. And that's the worry. Son will play 90 against Villa. It's more the minutes of Haaland that's the biggest concern. Not even starting. Oh, of course I expect him to start. Interestingly, on the AI points predictions this week for all players, first place. Sorry, it's not. Gonna have to give it a little refresh, aren't I? Let me down there. Oh, I can see why. I got it filtered by price. This week, Son, first place on the points predictions, 7.3 predicted points. Haaland, second, 6.6. Salah, third, 5.6. Mohammed says Haaland is either out or 1 point to this game week. Son will play 90. That's the issue. I've got time to think about it. I'm certainly not looking in the captaincy yet. Stressful times. Why do we play this game? I feel like this every week. I sit here and I think, why am I putting myself through this stress? Obviously, it's a bit different for me because, I am a full-time content creator. Linford is in and doing the late shift on the modding. Good afternoon, Holly. Sorry I'm late. Just got home from work. You've missed a lot, Linford. Haaland still training with niggles. Bowen has a good chance. Mitoma is out. Kamzib says is Nketiah starting? Well, Jesus is back, so I would guess no. FPL Roo has joined us. He said, great stream. FPL Roo has just hit the big 1K this week. Well done, Roo. I've been part of your channel in the last year, so it's good to see things are going well for you. Deserving on the injury crisis. I don't like to cry. Oh, man. What a week. Right, I'm going to keep going with some questions then. Looks like I'll be rolling this transfer. Eli's in, new subscriber here from Kenya. Thank you for joining. Bowen to Diaz? Absolutely not. Hold Bowen. Dia, would you start Onana over Areola? Yeah, probably. Joseph says, pass on a message to all United fans who are going to Goodison. It's -10. Wow, that is a cold one. We're not used to those cold temperatures here. I thought it was going to be cold today, though. All this injury news is keeping me engaged. Freddie says start Simicast or Taylor. I don't know, really. That's a tough one. Let's see what the AI predictions say. So Simicast, I think he was like on 2.5. Taylor, 3.3. Taylor. There was some talk on Twitter of Simicast had a little issue at the end of the break. But I don't think I've seen anything today. Sounds like it's probably okay. No news is good news, right? Yeah, still waiting for updates from various places, including Aston Villa. I think the Aston Villa press conference will be at 2:30, not at 1:30 that it was advertised. Thank you, by the way, for all the congratulations. They've continued throughout the stream, so appreciate it. Wooly says sell cash for Maguire. Don't like that, to be fair. Archer worth a start? I don't think I'd do it personally, but I understand why people are going there. I'm happy to have him as a first sub. Richie's going Captain Watkins. Don't hate it. Fabara. Espam says might be Ings up front. I think it's fine now. Linford says, what's the news on Haaland? It wasn't great. Can't remember what it was now. He trained yesterday with some niggles, but today we have the last training. Hopefully he can be a part of it. It is what it is. This is clickbait. But we'll click on it anyway. Yeah. He trained with niggles yesterday. Hopefully he can train today and we will see. It's every week. It's constant. I don't mind Captain Watkins. I'm tempted to go Son, you know. I mean, the only time I haven't captained Haaland this season, though, was last week where he got 16 points and the United game where he got 16 points. Keep Bowen. FPL Cortex is captaining Salah anyway. Shadrach, any news on Edison? Didn't say. Get FPL Gamer wanting news on Gabriel and Brazilian players? Nothing mentioned. Alex says, City v Liverpool is early kickoff. We will get team news. Yeah, that will help. Yeah, as Light Razor said, the Bowen update is on the bottom of your screen. Yeah, the thing is with Bowen is, yeah, he could miss this week, but it looks like he'll definitely be available come next week. And you look at the fixtures for West Ham. Palace, Spurs away, I don't think it's a bad fixture. Fulham, Wolves, United at home even. It's kind of like that 6-game week window. Bowen does look good. He's probably a player that, you know, I could bring in a week or so. Let's get the stream up to 400 likes. You've done a smashing job with the subscribe button, guys, as well. I think I've had 150 new subscribers since going live. Simon with a super chat. You didn't need to, mate. Certainly not this week. Thoughts on this 11? Pope, yeah. Trippier, yeah. Toffolo. I mean, Brighton look weak, so why not? Saliba, yes. Salah, Saka. I don't love Elanga. Haaland, Solanke, Wood. I think Elanga's the one I have the main problem with there. If that was I don't love Palmer this week. I think Mbomo needs to be in there. I know you want to be a bit differential. I don't think I'd buy Bowen this week, though. Oh, question I missed earlier from FPL Cortex is it a full-time job now, Holly YouTube? I'd like to say full-time FPL. In reality, it's about 3 days a week, three or 4 days a week. I can do it in 3 if I need to, usually 4. But that's like, I've got kids that are like quite young and, you know, they go to school, but it's like 9 till 3. So it's like 5 hours a day. 4 days a week, basically. But yeah, it is my job. Let's put it that way. Not full time, but close to. Dread said, I'm way behind on the chat. I see Dread put absolutely loving that we're all flying blind this game week. It does feel that way. I expect we'll hear from Aston Villa pretty soon. Still not heard anything from Brentford. And I feel like that's the same situation week in, week out, where we don't hear from Brentford. That they post some unhelpful thread on Twitter about an hour later. I don't know if it's just because they can't get people to go to the Brentford press conference. Justin said all the content providers here for the team news. I mean, I don't think there's anything more complimentary as a content creator than having other content creators watching your content. I'm sure there's a few lurking as well that maybe don't want me to know that they're here, but they're here. Nothing on Simicast, Chris. Andrew said, would you bench Gordon for Archer? And great game, and unlike my other strikers, should start. No, I don't think so. Ahmed is not only holding Bowen, but captaining him. Biran says Son or Salah as captain. It's got to be Son over Salah for me. Home game for a start. Salah did score home and away, though, against Liverpool last season. Eze for captain. I don't hate it. If you like to play punty, then I don't hate it. Carl says, has Moyes got a history of lying on injuries? Don't think so. It's Guardiola, Pep, and Eddie Howe that we can't trust. They're on the naughty list for us FPL managers. Still nothing new on the tweet deck, but as I said, we're waiting for Villa, Brentford, Palace, Luton. If you believe that you've seen any of that and I've missed it, let me know in the chat, but I'm pretty sure they haven't been and gone already. Dread is going Captain Bowen as well. Interestingly, on the poll, 55% currently on Captain Haaland, 45% no. Simon had a dream that Mbomo scored twice this weekend. but he was also playing for Brentford. Why is he not in your team then? FPL Cortex, 196 injuries since the start of the season. Is that like a high as well? I bet it is. Beardy going Bowen captain. There's a lot on Bowen captain. That is bold. If I had Bowen this week, I would hold him, but I wouldn't captain him and I wouldn't buy him. I wouldn't sell him either, just to put that out there. We're still waiting for the Matty Cash update. I expect the Villa press conference will be in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Simon's moving towards Son captain. Matoma is out. Lots of people discussing in the chat how they dream about FPL. I've not had an FPL dream recently. Feel like I need one tonight to help me with captaincy. News on Bowen should be on your screen now, guys, that he is available, or should be available. Decision to be made tomorrow. VJ's giving it a little push to 500 likes. We're not a million miles away. If everyone watching liked the stream now, we get there. I am hanging on for the Villa press conference, which should be at 2:30. And I am trying to answer all your questions. Killer Rats swapped to Salah captain. Any news on Luke Shaw is available? Boldock emerging as a front runner for captaincy. Wouldn't go that far. Matty Cash is the big one now. Matty Cash is the one that I need. Emery's making me wait for it. We'll get it soon. We'll get it soon. I just realised that I was on completely the wrong tab as well, so you couldn't see what I was saying. There's a lot that are considering Bowen captain now. It's not for me. Ahmed, I'm getting Nkunku in next week. Straight swap for Rodriguez. Yeah, I'm excited to see Nkunku finally. It's been a long wait. It's not going to be this week yet, though. Gonzalo, thoughts on Eze captain? Don't mind it. Nikki has asked Bowen and Archer at Eze and Solanke on wildcard. I guess it depends on if you need to start Archer or if he's going to be on the bench. If he's on the bench, I'd just go Bowen. At least you've got Archer to cover from the bench if Bowen misses out this week. Dominic says Fulham or Wolves defender in the next 3. Maybe Fulham. Scribble says, do the other parents at your children's school play FPL? We've not quite got to FPL yet. To be fair, it's mainly mums on the school run, and I feel like less females play FPL. I'll ask. When I'm at the kids' party tomorrow, I'll ask. Try and get them all recruited. They're giving away my secrets, though. I like to leave a little bit of mystery there. Sometimes it's easier just to pretend you've got a real job or no job at all rather than being a content creator. Tim says I'm switching from Haaland captain to Son or... Sorry, the chat's just jumped. Don't know where it's gone, to be fair. Linford says it deadline stream tomorrow. Unfortunately not. Busy morning at a children's party at my local soft play. And no no deadline stream next week either, because I'm on Sky again. This one's always there, though. The deadline stream, unfortunately, because of real life, has to come and go. You've got the likes of Harry and Raptor and all of the others doing their deadline streams, though. But I always do one stream a week, which is the press conference one. If I'm around for the deadline one, I'll do the deadline one as well. But it just doesn't happen every single week. At some point, I have to be a responsible parent and spend time with my children. Nick has asked Solanke or Jackson or Darwin. Probably Solanke of those three. The Baden says Silver or Doku. I don't think I'd be buying either this week given a fixture. Going Simicast next game week. Too late. Yeah. I think that ship sailed. Harry's got to choose between Mbomo or Saka as a Matoma replacement. Surely it's got to be Saka. Hasn't it? It's got to be Saka. Dipesh says Fatty for Matoma. Nah, I'd stay clear of Brighton. Too many injuries. There's some bold captaincy decisions, to be fair, in the chat this week, and I don't know whether a lot of it's banter or not. Simon's gone triple Forest, which will please Forest Fan TV if you're still here. Anana United is fit. Matoma is out for Brighton. Spanner. Worth just playing a Sheffield United defender instead of selling Bowen. Yeah, I think just start Bowen and you've got a Sheffield United defender to come in if you need it. Killerat says, I'm so worried about Son since Maddis is out. I know, me too. News on Haaland is that he trained yesterday with the Niggles. Hopefully he can complete training again today with Niggles. Yago in with the super chat. Thank you. Congratulations, Holly. Thank you. Start Palmer or Mbomo. Mbomo. Or Areola or Johnston. I think I'd go Johnston. Maybe a slightly more difficult fixture on paper, but better clean sheet quality. Still waiting for the cash news. It is 2:30, so maybe the Villa press conference has started. Looks like we've got news in from Brentford anyway. Oh, hang on. That was the wrong one. Don't know if there's anything. Yeah, there's no actual injury updates from Brentford there. I'd like to think Villa's press conference is any minute. We'll keep an eye on it. Matoma replacements. Eze. I like. And Bomo, obviously, if you can get there. Palmer, if not. Ben White is a doubt. If you could afford to bench him this week, then do. Haaland is not out. Absolutely not. But he'll start. It's just whether he's fit enough to play 90. Yeah, I'd be worried about Brighton with the amount of injuries mounting up. Alicia says Maddison to Bowen or Saka. For me, Saka. We're still waiting for the Matty Cash updates. Still waiting for Villa's press conference, which was advertised at 1:30. It's normally at 2:30, but nothing yet. Nikki says Bowen or Son on a wild card. Probably Bowen. Maybe save the funds to go Son if you want to, though. If you've got the funds in the bank to go from any of your midfielders back to Son, that'd be quite powerful. Robert says sold Diaby for Eze, then Gordon to Mbomo. Interesting moves. News from Aston Villa is what we're waiting for at the moment. Seems to be no sign on it. Taylor, decent first sub yet. Sounds like Bowen may be available. Haaland was pictured in training yesterday. Pepper said he trained yesterday. Still had a few niggles. Here we go. Aston Villa. Martinez. Sounds like Martinez isn't fully fit. Oh no, I think he's going to be ready for Sunday. That's good. Let's have some good news on Cash. Sounds like Webster's out for Brighton as well. When it doesn't rain, it pours, doesn't it? Would I start Bowen over Solanke? Probably not, no. Just waiting for the Cash update then. Emery's in. I think Gordon's safe from suspension because he's already had the red card suspension. He's already had a suspension, hasn't he? Yeah, we should get some leaks tomorrow. If you join Harry or Raptors deadline stream tomorrow, they'll have any leaks for you. Mohamed worrying if Martinelli won't start for Arsenal. I can't see why he won't. João Pedro again, I'd just avoid Brighton. Someone asked what my bench looks like. There's nothing to write home about. Is Palmer a good investment? Yeah. Castagne, don't mind a punt. Matoma is out. David says Leno or Pickford. Leno. Arto says hold Diaby or swap for Kudus or Palmer. I'd just hold Diaby. If you've got 2 free transfers, then maybe make the move as a luxury move, but it's not essential. Sounds like Bailey and Zanilo are okay. Did I miss the joke about Everton? Sorry. Yeah, we believe Cash is okay, but it's nice to hear directly from the manager. Start you Doggy or Simicast? Probably Doggy. Is Palmer a good investment? Yeah. Yeah, Newcastle do look weak on the injuries. Olympus says, are we getting a deadline stream anytime soon? Not this week. Not next week. The week after, though. It'll be worth the wait, I'm sure. Fahim, is it necessary to sell Bowen? No, keep him. Keep Diarby, yes. We're almost at 450 likes. We are at 450 likes, which is amazing. Simon's updated team. Pope, Trippier, Toffolo, Saliba, Salah, Saka and Bomo. Bernardo, like it. Haaland, Solanke, Wood. Good luck, Simon. The only way is up. What is your overall rank at the moment? 10.3 million. Wow. Was it hard to afford that team? Probably not, to be fair, with some of the budget options you've got. I'm just going to give this a refresh. Because I was expecting that we'd have a bit more through from Villa by now. No, it's just a bit steady. Nearly got all the questions answered, though. Don't think Mubama as a punt will come off. Fremi, bench one, and Bomo, Archer, Diarby, Adingra. Got to be Archer. I probably will still go Haaland captain. 700 points. You'll do better than that. 60 a week's a target. Oh, in 2 weeks. I see. For someone that spends a lot of time consuming FPL content, your FPL style is one to be admired. Certainly not conventional. Chester, keep hold of Saka or selling for Mbomo, keep. We're just waiting for this cash update. If it's going to come. Cortex taking out Matoma for Gibbs White. It's bold. Cash or Simic has to start. Cash. Jonathan sold Bowen before, bought Bowen before the news. You probably got away with one there. Yusuf asking for the second best West Ham asset. Kudos. Lost in possession. I'm looking to transfer out Cash and Matoma. Who would you bring in? Mbomo and Saliba if you can afford it, but if not, Gabriel. Aston Villa's press conference is the steadiest of all. Who do I think will start on the left for Liverpool? Diaz, surely. Did we hear from Palace? No, we didn't hear from Palace. Who's still here for the cash update? Let me know in the chat. Any news on Matoma? He is out. Saka captain, don't hate it. I'm struggling to keep up with the chat at this point. And then lots of lovely messages in there, though. I don't know whether we're going to get a quote from Emery on cash. No quote is probably good news, though, isn't it? Because it probably means that it's fit and fine. So captaincy is the big one for this week now. 56% of you still going Haaland captain. I think I'll probably do the same, if I'm honest. McGinn looks okay then for Villa. I don't think anything's been mentioned on Cash because he's fine, basically. Which we knew anyway. Because he spotted him in training. Just the big news from today is that Bowen has a good chance of being available, but a decision will be made tomorrow. Matoma is definitely out for Brighton now. Haaland has trained for City, but still has some niggles. He is to train again today. They're the big updates. I'm not convinced we're going to get anything more from Emery in his press conference, other than what we've seen already. It's ongoing at the moment. But the quotes are coming in quite slowly and there doesn't seem to be anything too firm. I should imagine if all those other quotes have come in, there isn't anything coming on cash, which probably means he's fine. So I think I am going to be rolling this week. That is the plan. I don't think we quite heard from everyone we was expecting to hear from. Didn't see anything from Palace or Luton, but everything else should have been rounded up there. So let's just go through all of it again. So we've got Bailey okay for Villa and Martinez. Moda back for Brighton. Lamptey could be in the squad, but Matoma and Milner are unavailable. Dunk is back as well. Varane facing competition at United. Everton's Onana is out. Traore is out for Fulham. Antonio out for West Ham. Reece James potentially ready to play 90. Liverpool got some players back. Pep wouldn't give us word on Edison. Nkunku not ready for Chelsea. Haaland trained yesterday with some niggles, but today we have last training. Hopefully he can be a part of it. Evans is out for United. Núñez back from international break. Klopp still to figure who will start and who he's going to bring on. Caicedo is returned for Chelsea. Shaw available for United. Sarr out. And then the Bowen quotes on screen will be available for tomorrow against Burnley, but we'll make a decision tomorrow. And I think that is everything. So thank you everyone that's joined. Remember the Black Friday offer is on at Fantasy Football Hub. 30 days free. So that'll cover you for content for the next 6 game weeks for free. See how you get on with it. Obviously, if you do want to stick with it, that's great. If you don't, at least you've got that help over the busy period. And again, it's the last time I'll mention it for a while, I promise. But a huge thank you to everyone that voted for me at the Football Content Awards. I did win the Best in Fantasy Football video category, which is amazing given how stacked that category was. And, you know, I don't always see the views on YouTube, but to get that recognition with the award, you know, it really means a huge amount to me, and it gives me the motivation to keep going. It is a privilege to make FPL content for my job, but it can be a grind sometimes, the YouTube train, but certainly getting that award really does help. So thank you so much everyone that joined. Hopefully the stream will be a bit quieter next week because there'll be less injury news. You never know, we can hope. Thank you everyone that's joined now. We've hit 28k subs on stream today as well, which is amazing. So thank you everyone for joining. Hope you have a great FPL Game Week 13. No deadline stream tomorrow, but I'll be back next week with the content. So thank you so much for watching.